Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to talk about overrated pieces of fitness equipment. And I'm going to go out here, I'm going to say these aren't useless pieces of fitness equipment, but based on hype, based on cost, and based on the claim that maybe this is all you need, that you get from some of the proponents of certain fitness equipment, they are a little overrated. And so I'm basically doing this maybe to, give some ideas of people who are starting a home gym and they might be, well, maybe I've got to get this because this is cool or trendy or if you're a trainer and, you're looking to get certified in some specific piece of machinery or equipment or whatever. And, you're trying to make a decision on that. So let's go and I'll tell you why I think these things are overrated. First thing I'm going to talk about is the aerobic barbell. Now, some of you guys might be laughing that, spend a lot of time lifting weights or whatever, but there are these things called aerobic barbells, and usually you find them in the aerobic room. But some people inclined to start their own home gym might go out and buy a few of these, especially women. That's who they're targeted towards. And I've trained a couple that have a couple of these in their house, and we've never used them. I had them doing overhead squats, but you could do that with a broom or something like that. Why somebody would spend $30 on one of these, I don't know, but they're popular because they're weighted and you don't have to take weights off or whatever, but you can save some money. So a little overhyped. That's my most odd one here on the list. Next one I'm going to talk about is stability balls and Bosu balls. And of course, you've heard a lot of hardcore people say that these are overrated pieces of crap. And I don't think they're pieces of crap. I mean, doing push-ups with your feet on a stability ball will definitely work your core. You can do a plank on a stability ball, Bosu balls. If you got a 55-year-old guy who might be losing his balance and he can do a body weight squat, you put him on a stability ball, maybe he develops a little bit of balance. But the truth of the matter is, if it's just meat and potatoes, sticking with the old weights, for doing squats and stuff like that. I'll tell you a little secret with some personal trainers is they love stability balls, especially like something like a wall squat. If you have like some client you're training and you put them against the wall with a stability ball in between their back and the wall, they can't do this on their own. So you have them doing squats and they feel a little burn in their quadriceps and they're like, oh, I need a trainer because I can't do this alone. So I mean that's one reason you see some trainers going crazy with these stability balls and Bosu balls. That was more of a trend, like 10, 12 years ago. I used to see a lot of like, people had like 80-year-old women doing curls with 3-pound dumbbells on stability balls and, supposedly helping their balance or whatever. That's fine. There's a couple things I like them for. I like them for hamstring curls and I like them for, if somebody doesn't have a bench press and they're in an apartment somewhere and I'm training them and they want to train at home, I bring in a stability ball and some dumbbells and you got yourself a little bench press. But it's not a heavy duty, obviously not a heavy duty bench press for someone who can bench a lot. It's just a nice tool for 50-year-old couple or something like that that's got some 20-pound dumbbells and you're going in their house and they don't have a bench and it's portable. So there's some use for that, but I wouldn't be loading up on these. If I was a trainer, I wouldn't buy a stability ball before I bought a set of adjustable dumbbells. Next piece of equipment I'm looking at is the elliptical. Don't know. Never really did the elliptical. Never really quite got it. You're moving your arms and legs. You can get a treadmill. You're putting a gym in your basement or wherever. You got a room for your gym and you're going to buy an elliptical. I can guarantee you this, you'll probably end up buying a treadmill too, because everybody I see who has an elliptical in their house ends up having a treadmill right next to it, because somebody doesn't like the elliptical and they end up with a treadmill. And whoever, loves the elliptical might come out and say, hey, you got your arms moving at the same time or whatever. So that's fine. I've never, like I said, never really used them. You could say the same thing with a stair climber. You can just put a treadmill on an incline. So, having this elliptical, if your gym has one and you like it, that's cool. But if you're just starting a little small gym on your own, or all the ellipticals are full and there's a treadmill available, you don't have to be married to the elliptical. So in that way, I think it's overrated. People like, oh, I like the elliptical, but I mean, there's really nothing really outside the box with it as much as it looks outside the box compared to a treadmill. All right, next one. These ones are going to get a little tougher here. Maybe they're more overrated because these are popular pieces of equipment that people have got grabbed onto in the last half dozen years or so. And I'm going to put these up here, the suspension cables. And I gotta tell you, I like these things. I've got a couple in my car, and if you're training someone outside, you can put those suspension cables up on a tree and you've got a workout. But here's where I think they're overrated is, there's certifications for people to train people on cables. There's also this kind of attitude like, once you're on cables, this is all you need because it works your whole core and stuff. Truth is, yeah, you can work your core with these cables. Great. If you do some push-ups on those cables and you get close down to like parallel to the ground, yeah, you're working your core, great, but you can also do, planks and all kinds of things for your core. So, beyond that, they're not going to get you as strong as doing weights. So if you got these and you're like, hey, I just do cables, I don't do weights because they make me strong and they work my core. Yeah, you'll get stronger using weights. So, I mean, don't make that claim. But hey, the cables are great. It's great to have like one workout where you vary it up or, superset some of these things with other exercises. But to me, this is overrated because it's just, it's got this thing, this marketing campaign behind it that says, this is all you need and it works your core. You can work your core in a ton of different ways. And, if you're just using this, if this is your only piece of exercise equipment, you might get bored unless, you're really married to it. Next piece of equipment, I might ruffle a few feathers here, but I'm going to put up the kettlebell. And like the suspension cables, there are people who are certified kettlebell trainers, and I have kettlebells, and I love kettlebells for, a few exercises, like that kind of metabolic, conditioning. People want to get a little resistance, get their heart rate up. You superset them, with kettlebell swings and whatnot. And, you can go out and get yourself a real heavy kettlebell if you want some heavy resistance. But here's the deal. Kettlebells cost a little bit more than dumbbells. And you can do a lot of the same exercises with dumbbells. So these people that do the kettlebells, they swear, it's all about the kettlebell. This is this is the only way to go. This is all you need. And that's fine. But you're going to end up spending a lot more money for doing some exercises, some of which can be done with a dumbbell. Obviously, certain exercises are better with a kettlebell. A kettlebell snatch is going to be better than a dumbbell snatch. And then you're also going to have to deal with, the wrist thing. If you're training people who don't like a lot of physical pain when they're working out and that kettlebell's banging against their wrist, you got to teach them that technique and stuff. And to be honest with you, if you're looking for a little explosiveness with your dumbbells, you could do like squat thrusts or something like that to get that same effect that a lot of people are going for the kettlebell. What people are going for with the kettlebell, to me, seems like they're going for that metabolic conditioning where they're building a little strength endurance. They're keeping their heart rate up and burning a lot of calories. So that's, why people gravitate towards the kettlebell. But hey, you can do some of those kind of things with dumbbells. Kettlebells are easy to handle in some situations. Other such situations, they're not as easy to handle. If you're just doing dumbbell curls over kettlebell curls, I'll take dumbbell curls anytime. So, the fact that you go into a gym and they have like a kettlebell class and this person's certified by a certain kettlebell company, and they're not going to mix in dumbbells. They're going to try to do everything with the kettlebells. But the truth is, if you're doing that kind of workout, you can go to your suspension cables, your kettlebells, your dumbbells, move all around your gym and get that kind of workout. So that's where I think that's overrated, and it's basically on the price and on the idea that that's all you need, in terms of marketing, in terms of personal trainers that need to be certified in these things, and in terms of people signing up for classes and, you know, just doing one exclusive thing. So I hope that was of help. And, if you have any disagreements or whatever, let me know, and I'll see, if I can explain myself further. Thank you. Adios.